to today's broadcast. I'm teaching tools every day this week and hopefully next week to help us stay calm during these upsetting, emotionally turbulent times. And so I've reached out to all the mentors that I've worked with and the people I know who are experts in helping us stay grounded and centered and calm with realistic tools that somehow miraculously work. And today I'd like to introduce you to my food and intuitive eating coach, Teddey Hicks. She is an amazing resource. She taught me about hypnosis, guided meditation, and tapping. And today she's here to teach you about how tapping, or the emotional freedom technique, can help you stay calm wherever you are and kind of reset your inner landscape. So Teddey, thank you so much for taking the time today to share this amazing tool.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Can you explain what tapping is exactly?
No. I don't think anybody knows exactly how it works. It's one of those things like, you know, acupuncture or something where it's like, it works with the energy systems in your body. So it's not like a tangible thing that I can say, well, when you tap on this point, this specific thing happens. But it definitely releases anxiety from your body. There's like a shift in your energy when you tap on these they're like energy meridians in your face and chest. And so I love that you are calling this miraculously realistic tools, because I always thought of tapping like that, but I didn't know like how to describe it as concisely as that. But it's one of those things that it is super tangible, and I use it every day, and it is so helpful in my life, but no one really gets like exactly how it works, you know, or exactly why. So it is kind of miraculous in a lot of ways.
Does EFT stand for emotional freedom technique? Was I right about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think one of the best things that it does is allows you to kind of, if you think about it in terms of emotional freedom, it's like letting stuff out. I always think of it as like releasing resistance around uncomfortable emotions, venting uncomfortable emotions, like just letting everything kind of like flow in your body rather than having that thing we do as women, I think a lot, is like you have a thought that you're not comfortable with, or you have a feeling that you're not comfortable with, and you just tamp it down and you go, I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to think about that. Or in times like this, when everybody's really stressed out and things are chaotic, you think, oh, I need to be strong for my family. So I'm not going to really address the anxiety that I'm feeling about what's going on in the world right now, you know? So
yeah, that's so true. We like shove it down rather than, well, sometimes we don't feel comfortable talking about it, or sometimes we don't even have somebody to talk about it with. And what I particularly love about EFT is you can do it anywhere, anytime. And what you're going to show us might look a little weird, but like you can do it in the car, you can do it in a bathroom stall, you can do it anywhere, and it can calm you down without having to like talk to somebody.
Yeah. And you can also do it without talking. I think people people get really caught up in like, oh my God, am I saying the right words? Am I having the right script? And you know, it's just as effective if you're just uncomfortable and you just tap without saying anything, you know, or even thinking anything. It really calms you down. It's just like an immediate shift in your energy.
I can personally attest to this because I've had other people teach me EFT. You are the one I've worked with it most frequently and consistently with when we were working together. So can you give us the basics and get us started? And so we can go through a couple of rounds. And so if you're watching out there today, even if this is on a replay, please just sit for a moment and watch how Teddey brings you through it, and then watch your energy in your body start to shift. It's really amazing what happens.
Yeah, it's helpful before you start just to go like, when you're thinking about the thing that you're stressed out about or having that like uncomfortable emotion, what level am I right now? Like 0 to 10, give yourself a quick analysis so that you can compare it to how you feel afterward. And you can really see like a tangible result from doing this work, you know? I always tell everybody there's no perfect way to do this. And it always feels goofy when you first start.
It does.
So give it some time to really like learn how to do it and get into it. And when you're doing it alone by yourself with your eyes closed, you will be shocked and amazed at how much stuff comes out that you really weren't anticipating. You know, there's always like, I always think of it as energy bubbling to the surface, stuff that you weren't even aware of. So there are 10 points that I normally use with myself and with my clients. So it's the inner brow, outside of the eye, underneath the eye, underneath the nose, underneath the mouth. Let me move my hair. Right here under the collarbones in that soft spot. Right on the bra line here on your ribs. Yep. This is an area that is uncomfortable for some people, but I don't know if you can see it, but like right under your bra, like at the bottom of your ribs here.
Like here?
Yes, exactly. Not a lot of people like that one. You can skip it if you want. That's fine. Inside the wrists and then top of the head.
Oh, okay. Those are some extras. Sometimes I've just seen it like, you know, a lot of different people have different ways to do this. What I have come to understand, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, there doesn't seem to be one perfect way. There's no like rules that you have to follow, right? And I love that.
Yeah. So if any of these points feel uncomfortable or awkward for you, just based on the shape of your body or, you know, whatever, if you have pain somewhere, just skip it. It's not a big deal. And if you do them out of order, doesn't matter either. It's like,
okay, you can't screw this up.
You can't screw it up at all. Nope.
I noticed that when, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to mention, I'm not going to do this with you today, but you can also tap on the inside of your fingers, like on these points right here. And that's a good one to do like in the car or in a meeting because nobody can really notice.
Right,
you know?
right.
That's one to have in your pocket if you want to do this in an awkward time.
I noticed that when you were just taking us through the points, I already started calming my breathing.
It's amazing. I noticed that too. And once you do it a lot, it's like just starting it immediately is like, oh, good. This is like that thing that's going to get out all my frustration and anxiety. So if we're going to focus on, say, anxiety about what's happening in the world today, right? You're just feeling like nervous about all the coronavirus stuff, being at home with your family. I know we are all struggling with that a lot, trying to work from home or, you know, the other thing that maybe we might be insulated from, but a lot of people are dealing with is loss of income, which is a really enormous fear in people's life. Like, how are you literally going to survive this and continue to buy food for your family if you can't get out and work, you know, because not everyone can work from home. So just think of whatever subject around this is coming up for you, all of the fears that you have, and let yourself get into that yucky, awful space, you know, really like access the worst feelings that you have about it. So I'll just do a couple examples to, you know, give you an idea of what this can look like. So like, oh my God, we're not going to have enough money.
Should I repeat it back to you like I would if we were doing it together?
You don't have to right now.
Okay.
Everybody can just say it in their head if they want. I don't know how I'm going to work through this. My family's driving me crazy. I might kill my husband. I'm afraid we're going to run out of food. We don't have enough toilet paper. My elderly parent is going to get sick and die. I'm just so anxious right now. And I have no idea what to do about any of this. So let me just pause for a second and mention that this, I like to go through like a series when I'm tapping. So I start with venting uncomfortable emotions. So this is, we're not affirming these things to ourselves. We're letting it out. We're like really accessing the yucky stuff right now that we don't want to necessarily think about. And then we're going to move into a phase of kind of like identifying what we want. And then we'll end with positive affirmations that kind of help you like calm down at the end. And so this is how I do it for myself every single day. And this is a super effective way to like move through rather than just sitting in the yuckiness, you know? So you do a couple rounds of venting, however long that feels right for you. And then you can move into the like, you know, even though things are really uncertain right now, I want to enjoy this time with my family. Even though I'm not used to this level of chaos, I want to make the best of it. Even though I just have so much anxiety right now, I know I can control my emotions. Even though this is all really hard. I know everything's going to be okay. And I completely love and accept myself. So now I'll move into affirmations, and you can do this for as long as you want. You know, when I'm tapping at home by myself, I'm going through like rounds and rounds and rounds of this stuff, just letting whatever wants to come out.
So that second round that we just did was the first one was the venting. The second, this is the affirmation part.
Right. So now that this last one will be affirmations.
Okay. So what do you call that middle one that we just did then?
The middle one is kind of like identifying what you want. Like, even though I'm having these uncomfortable emotions, I want to feel differently, or I want to do things differently. One I use when I'm doing tapping on money mindset is like, even though I'm struggling in my business right now, I'm going to be successful anyway. Even though I have no confidence in myself, I'm going to make money anyway. You know, so it's just like kind of
there's that acknowledging where you are, right? That even though kind of verbiage is acknowledging where you are, and then you move into what I want.
Right, what you want.
Okay.
So this last round that I'm going to start right now is just affirmations, just something positive that you can end with and sort of take with you for the rest of the day. And I really do repeat these to myself all the time, constantly. So like, I'm calm. My family is safe. We always have everything we want and need. We are surrounded by support. All of our resources are unlimited. We live in a safe, happy place. All of our problems are resolved quickly and easily. We are all safe. And we are always getting exactly what we need. I feel better.
I feel better too. I am curious for people who are just seeing this for the first time, like what I know that was just one round, and my brain is screaming at me as you're saying those affirmations. My brain's going, but what if we don't have enough? But what if there isn't enough? But what if we aren't going to be okay? And so do you just keep doing those rounds until your brain kind of calms down?
I would, if you're feeling a lot of resistance around the affirmations at the end, then I would go back and do some more venting and the other steps. Because I think it's important to like let that stuff out. Like,
okay.
When I have that feeling, when I say an affirmation and I feel that kind of twist in my stomach, like, nah, you know,
right.
I know I have a lot of resistance around that thing, and I'm going to go back and tap on it. You know, like, if I say to myself, like, I'm worthy of earning as much money as I want to earn. Just that's one of the ones I work on a lot. When I feel that, yeah, that's not right, then I'll go back and go like, even though I'm not worthy of earning as much money as I want to earn, I'm going to do it anyway. You know, I love and accept myself, and you just kind of go back to the beginning and work through some of that stuff.
So the whole point of tapping is to not bullshit yourself. It's to really like kind of, the way that I've always thought about tapping is like the physical calmness with the emotional swirl kind of comes together, and you're able to kind of move into a different level of energy.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Okay. And there's no other area in your life where you're allowed, and you know, in most cases, where you're allowed to like dig into that really uncomfortable stuff. Yeah. You know, and to allow yourself to do that without shame and without fear around it, and go like, this, I can use this tool to let that stuff out, rather than going, ugh, I want to avoid that and I don't want to deal with that. You know, that's been really transformative for me and many of my clients.
Yes, I know that this tool is really powerful. It's not my go-to tool. And I don't know why, because every time I do it, like right now, I literally can feel energy surging through my body. Like I feel calmer, I'm breathing calmer. I don't know why this isn't my go-to tool. But that's really why I wanted you to come on and like introduce us to it, because I fear that like, I don't know how to do it. Like I'm not an expert at it. And so what advice would you give to somebody like me who knows that it's good, but doesn't use it on a daily basis? What are some of the advices?
I would say try start doing it without feeling like you need to talk, you know, just do it silently. Notice the difference in the feeling in your body. You know, when you're feeling anxious, you don't have to put words to it or explain it to yourself, but just let's see if you can notice a difference in your physiology. And then eventually maybe it will become more natural and comfortable for you to start saying things, you know, like having a really rough day, or, I mean, no matter how simple it is or how, you know, basic it is, just see what happens.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Saying it silently like is a little freedom to me. Like just tapping to get the karate chop tap, like to get started. And then just doing this is very emotionally calming.
Some people think of it as a pattern interrupter. So like if you're having these like spiraling crazy thoughts or this like anxiety you don't even know how to put a name to, this is just a way to interrupt the process, you know, and let yourself calm down and bring yourself, you know, ground yourself really.
Is this something kids can use no matter where they are? Like if they're sitting in a classroom about to take a test, like the one you taught me with the inside of your fingers, like a kid could use that right in a classroom, right?
Absolutely. I actually have seen some videos where they're teaching this in schools now, and it's amazing. I mean, it really is. But, you know, the kids don't necessarily have to say anything. They just know that they're feeling a little anxious and they're going to do this tapping, and then they feel calmer. It's really straightforward. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Just we adults make it harder than it has to be, of course.
Absolutely, because we all have performance anxiety, right? Like we want to do it right. We want to say the right things, and it's not necessary.
Thank you for everybody who's showing up today. Rachel is saying great. It's great for kids, and Bilal says he will share this video as well. So thank you guys so much for sharing this. I know that this tool is powerful, and I know that I'm not using it enough. So this is inspiring me to like bring it back into my morning routine. So thank you, Teddey. I really appreciate you getting on here and letting us do these. So just one crazy thought before we go. I have an office which has 3 windows, and like there's my neighbors right over here, right? And I have this like crazy thought that, oh, what if my neighbor is looking into my house, watching me do this? Like that is an actual thought that has kept me from actually tapping. Like, Jen, seriously? Come on. Like I'm keeping myself from this thing that keeps me calm because what my neighbor, who might not even be able to see me, might think. So I just want to let people into the crazy that goes on in my head, even though I know these tools and have been taught them and use them. Like, I just want you to understand, like, if you're feeling weird about using this tool specifically, you're not alone. It's really normal.
I was tapping in my room the other morning, and my husband was still sleeping because he works nights, and so I was really into it. I was having one of these sessions where I was like, oh, just like so much stuff was coming up. And
awesome.
I heard him get up to go to the bathroom, and I knew that he was like watching me tap. I had my eyes closed. And I was like, you know, I was tempted to stop and just go, okay, like, let me act normal for a minute while my husband walks through the room. But I was like, no, I can't like get out of this, you know? And no, the world did not implode. Like, you know, he knows what I do.
I was going to say that, yeah. Who cares, right? This is a great time to embrace something new because who cares?
Right.
There are no rules at this point. Rachel says she does it in traffic, so I love that idea. I love that idea. Yeah. Well, I just want to thank you again for your time today and your knowledge, and also your generous heart. So thank you, Teddey.
You're very welcome.
Teddey, how can people follow you and learn more about what you do? Because I know you do lives a lot, and I know that you come from a generous entrepreneurial spirit and you give a lot of help to people. So how can people follow you?
Well, my Facebook is just Teddey Hicks /Teddey Hicks, and my website is teddyhicks.com. So reach out to me. I send out an affirmation to my email list every morning that is very popular. I get a lot of good feedback about that, and it's totally free. So if you just go to my website, you can sign up for that at the bottom of the homepage, and that's a way to stay in touch with me and hear from me a little bit of inspiration every single day.
I would say it's more than inspiration. I would say, like, I told you that there are 3 emails I read every day: Seth Godin's, the Notes from the Universe, and Teddey's emails. Those come into my inbox every day, and I read them religiously. And they're more than just inspiration. They're really they're always so on target. They're really helpful, and they're quick. So they're very useful. So if you are looking for some inspiration on a daily basis, Teddey can really help you.
Thank you so much, Jen.
Thanks, Teddey.
Okay.
Bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.